Steve Watson of Infowars.net is our guest. Steve, what's your bottom line in your deep research of the flu vaccine and this entire continuum of scams and hype and fear-mongering and the news nationally showing the Austin Health Department with people lined up begging for it when they're a tiny minority of fools, think they're protecting themselves as the deaths mount, as the attempted cover-up takes place, as Reuters said, oh, there's going to be millions of deaths that normally happen after you take a shot, but the shot didn't do it, when their own indications for the vaccines say it can kill you, give you brain disorders, sterilize you, give you cancer.
Well, I think my bottom line is that people are just not buying the propaganda about it anymore. Anywhere, worldwide. I mean, finishing up in Europe, just a list of figures. Finland, 75% refused. Austria, only 10 people turned up in Salzburg, one of the biggest cities there, to get the vaccine on the first day it was available. Luxembourg, 77% don't want it. Poland, only 3% in Krakow, which is one of the biggest cities in Poland, say they want it. You got the same in Belgium, same in Spain. Switzerland, there's a big drama over when it's going to start. I think they've actually delayed the vaccination campaign because it's in a shambles. You go to China, I did an article about people in China. The overwhelming majority say they don't want it anymore. Canada, the same in Canada. Obviously the US, we had a poll last week, 62% in the US, according to ABC News, Washington Post, say they don't want it anymore. We've got Harvard University polls, people, similar amounts of figures, saying people in the US don't want it anymore. We've had this state of emergency declared because I think they're getting desperate over it now. We've got Homeland Security saying that they're going to start regulating internet traffic and blocking websites because they think that the internet will be overloaded from people staying at home. So they're using it as an excuse to basically do what they said they were going to do in the Cyber Security Act, regulate the internet.
That's right. This is a whole other facet we haven't spent enough time on here on air. In the name of an emergency, Obama announces 8 months ago that the Pentagon, the NSA, the center they're building in San Antonio are going to control the internet during emergencies and shut off the internet so that only government sites are accessible in the name of keeping the internet up. And so they're setting the precedent. They're telling the public they're going to do this. That doesn't mean that they are. They're testing the waters, just calmly announcing we may shut off the internet for a while, but then not doing it so that when they really begin to do it, people will be acclimated to accept it. I mean, this is just amazing, Steve.
Yeah, and we've got the state of emergency just makes no sense whatsoever because if you look at the news is saying that the virus has peaked, and it's peaked at a level 400% less deadly than the seasonal flu. And the state of emergency was declared, the official reasoning was so that hospitals can handle a surge in cases, but if it's already peaked, there isn't going to be a surge in cases.
That's a great point, Steve. Absolutely key here. So looking at all these pieces of the puzzle, knowing what's in the vaccine, having the government documents where they talk about putting sterilants in the vaccine, the inserts admit it can sterilize you. What's your bottom line on why they're really pushing all this?
Well, they want people to take it, obviously, and they know what the effects are going to be on people. And population control, that's my bottom line.
All right, in closing, Steve, you have seen Fall of the Republic. You wrote a review about it, the most glowing I've seen out there. You wrote reviews of past films, and they were positive, but not this glowing. Why did you give Fall of the Republic, my new documentary film, such a great review?
Well, I mean, your previous films, Terror Storm, Endgame, Obama Deception, the three major ones previous to this, all the information's there. It's all as it is in all the films. It's all there, but it's this one, with Full Republic, the presentation, I think, is there. I mean, I saw a review from someone on YouTube who said, described it as, Alex Jones has finally found his niche of what his documentary should look like. And, I mean, from my point of view, it's like if you're in a band, a lot of people know I'm in a band, it's like you've got to work at it to find the sound. The sound's always there, but you've got to work at it to get where you want to be with the sound. And you've also got to be playing with the right people around you. And I think, you've had on this one the right team of people, the production's right, the way it looks. It's all come together. I mean, I described it as the previous films were like the monoliths in 2001: A Space Odyssey, and this one is like the gateway. That's the analogy I used. So yeah, that's why I described it like that, really.
Well, Steve, I appreciate that rave review. I mean, the other films are excellent, but we do get better each time. Plus, more has happened. The world government's now been announced. Their entire program is very clear. And we point out in the film, this is the takeover of the farms, the ranches, the industries, the carbon tax, of healthcare, to tax and control the population, the gun control, the destruction of borders. The entire agenda is now emerging out in the open. They're moving against us on all fronts. Now is the time for people to wake up. And a lot of my detractors have done reviews on the controlled left and controlled right saying Jones has hit it out of the park. This is Jones's greatest film. I find nothing I can disagree with. Jones proves everything. We have the globalist own statements, video clips, their own documents. I mean, the amount of research. It was easy putting the film together. The hard part was doing all the research, deciding what to not put in it, what to put in it. All I can say is, please, folks, this film gives people the big picture. It ends the confusion. It shatters the left-right paradigm like nothing we've ever made. And it is up to you, the listeners, to get this out to everyone. Steve Watson, thank you so much for all you do.
Okay, thanks a lot, Alex. Cheers.
You bet. Infowars.com to order Fall the Republic. PrisonPlanet.tv to watch it in super high quality, or call toll free to get it, 888-253-3139.